Alright, I wanted to give a little garden update and maybe like a little property tour. This is our current little garden we got going this year. Last year we had more tomatoes and stuff, and we're gonna get those here soon. This plant it's a blueberry bush. We got it from the country store. It's 14 bucks. Found this pretty cool pot, drilled some holes in the bottom of it. These are three, they're like red raspberries. These three pots right here, we had some moss, so I threw it on top. Kind of looks cool. All of our dirt is from molehills. It's a good way to get rid of the molehills, and it's like really nice, churned up, aerated soil. So we got some extra dirt there. This temporary like fencing we put around it because we have goats on the property, and they kind of roam. The guy lets them out once a day, and they could decimate this in like a couple minutes if they got into it. So here we have some onions on the very end. Those are sugar snap peas in the back row. My girlfriend made this cool little trellis out of some bamboo we have on the property. We have a bamboo bush. This is lettuce in the front here. Cilantro in this little section. This is raised up. We had this whole section collapse due to the weight. We had a bunch of rain, so I put a 10-ton jack under it with a board all the way across full length. Then we had to secure some more screws in it. And then we got a little catnip plant for our kitty cat. These daffodils are transplants. We put them in a pot because we actually, the camper, this is the camper we got. It's I think a 1980 Fleetwood Prowler. It's under a tarp right now because it's just been raining nonstop, and there's no reason not to leave it on until we get some nicer weather for a little bit. But those were underneath this spot, and so if you ever wondered if you can transplant daffodils, these ones hadn't bloomed yet, and we put them in this pot and they still bloomed. And actually this whole row right here of these white daffodils we planted recently, or replanted, and they're doing great. The yellow ones were already established, so we just kind of continued the ring of flowers. Oh, one other garden tidbit. This is strawberries. Now, we had these last year, and they actually survived through the winter. Now, we didn't cover these or anything. So these were originally in this section right here that collapsed, and so we transplanted them to a barrel that I cut in half and put some legs on. But I think they're thriving. You can see all these are new on top. Like last year we probably had about maybe 20 nice big strawberries, so I think this year we'll get double the amount. This is our hammock that we got set up right now underneath this magnolia tree. Look how beautiful this magnolia tree is. It's a super chill spot in the afternoons. Fortunately we're on some farmland, but we're right by the highway. But around 7 o'clock everything kind of dies down out here. But let me back up so you can see. Check that shit out. How crazy is that? It's all one tree. And I'll show you the trunk of it. It was super cool. Look at this thing. Look how crazy intertwangled all this is. So when we came out here, you couldn't even walk in this area. That's how overgrown it was. This magnolia tree was actually all the way down to the ground. Like past the post, there, it was just solid to the ground. So we limbed it all up, cut it back. You couldn't walk through the woods. You could barely walk through the woods to get over here because there was a blackberry bush that covered from the green tank there all the way past the car, and it was about 25 feet high and about 20 feet thick. So we started coming over in this area. Mr. Bunny munching away. What's up, dude? We cut a couple cool paths like this. Kind of had a natural curve to it, this path here. So I just kind of cut it back a little further. But yeah, we got several paths through here. Our plan is to get even more of these blackberry bushes out. You can tell they're all starting to do their thing. Look at all these new shoots popping up. But we're trying to save a bunch of the trees. Now this rhododendron, it was actually completely covered about a week ago. We buried this guy. Next goal is it's a little dark in here. Next goal is this guy. He's completely covered. Still alive, so that's good news. But you can, I'll walk back to the front. You can tell how overgrown it is. So from here you can't even see it. And to show you the extent of like what you do, what you don't do if you don't mitigate blackberries. So all those little tops that look like little berries, those are all blackberries. Now these are probably 25 feet tall, maybe taller, and they go up even 30 feet. And so this was just covered in blackberries. Luckily, a lot of the trees did survive. This bush is beautiful. It blooms really bright red in the late spring, early summer. So none of this area you could walk through. So we cleared all this out. Little burn piles going on. Now our other issue over here is we have a lot of horsetails. Now it's kind of hard to describe how bad they get out here, but these are horsetails. I think these are maybe two different varieties, but this is they have this little head on them, and these have all these spores. And that's how they grow. Now horsetails, if you look up the history, they used to be all over the world. This is how we have a lot of our oil nowadays. And I have some pictures from 2013 of this little area. I'll maybe put on in the comments or something. But yeah, the horsetails get about 6 feet tall, and they cover this whole area. So every probably 2 days I weed eat all this to try to keep them down. And I think if you mitigate them, cut them constantly, you'll get a little better results. This was a tree that was twisted by the original owner of the property. He did extensive work on this tree. This is one of his little favorite projects he had going on. And this guy, he's still blooming. I mean, the blackberries covered this whole area, this whole tree, all of it. And I know some of you guys probably cut your rhododendrons a little bit differently, but I kind of like the trunk system being exposed. I think that's the coolest part, just seeing all the different twists and turns of it. I mean, check this one out. Look how crazy this one is. So yeah, so we got garden, and then we're gonna have tomatoes, and we're actually gonna try pickles this year. And those are gonna be like in another kind of L shape right here. Maybe tomatoes and then pickles on a trellis. We've never tried it, but we want to try to pickle some. Cucumbers. little shed structure I built from some free pallets we got from an adjoining farm. Just screwed them all together just for some rain protection for commonly used tools. Got some extra wood for the grill. This is some cedar. It's really nice. Smells awesome when you're burning it. I got all the little common tools you'd use in a garden. Weed whacker, torch, propane torch. That thing's awesome. And then this is a chainsaw I got at the thrift store for I think it was 20 bucks. It's a Homelight XL12. Right now it has like a carb issue or something, so I'm still trying to figure that out, but I've used this for over a year and it's been pretty awesome. Keep using that. Got the grill set up. We been making brats out here, and I think we made burgers the other night. And then this is kind of an endearing rhododendron. So this tree was also completely covered by blackberries. We've uncovered it, but you can tell how it kind of split. That's one tree. It split this giant pine right here. I think it's a pine. I'm not too sure on that, but yeah, so it wiggled its way out of the woods to get the light. Just look how crazy. I might have to put some supports on these because if we do get a little bit of snow out here, these could break or collapse. And yes, I'm going to get all the rest of the blackberries out of the tree, but for now we just cut them to ensure that the tree gets light. That's more important. The way they planted these, they all bloom at different times, so we'll kind of have flowers all through the year. And then I've trimmed out these hedges, and my battery's about to run out, so this will be it for now. But I still got to top this one off and straighten her up. It's a lot of work though. So yeah, that's what we got going on now.